in the United States, if a white American were to ridicule an Afro-American, or in Australia, a white Australian were to ridicule an Aboriginal Australian, they would be branded a racist. But in Macedonia, the United States funds people of Serb background, people like Borjan Jovanovski, Pavle Bogojevski, Branimir Jovanovic, Radmila
Šećerinska, and many more, surely.
Who ridicule Macedonian identity and hypocritically refuse to protest outside the Serb embassy in Skopje, the Macedonian capital, against rising Serbian nationalism. As an American citizen, a loyal citizen, a man who has paid his taxes,
who's educated tens of thousands young Americans of all races and nationalities and religions.
What are your thoughts about America supporting these people?
My thoughts are absolutely, it's unacceptable. There must be some kind of, I will say, fissure in the State Department. There is a theory, by the way, that most of the State Department personnel here in Macedonia now are the remnants of the old Bill and Hillary State Department at the time. You remember, what they did with the war in Kosovo. So I am grossly disappointed. I'm seriously very much disappointed as an American, of course, and then as a Macedonian, of these ambiguities, of these duplicities, the way that they accept, as you mentioned, these pro-Serbian, openly pro-Serbian factions in the Macedonian government and among the Macedonian intellectuals. But I'm mostly disappointed by the response, by the kind of resistance which is lacking on the Macedonian part, from the Macedonian Academy of Sciences and Arts, and on the Macedonian intelligentsia in general. And also I want to add something else. Now, because of this law which is going to, I hope not, but very likely pass this September 13th, the America is at best silent, or they are openly supporting that.
Bilingualism.
The bilingualism, yes. And I would like to ask the current Ambassador Bailey, or any American intellectual and intelligent citizen, what would happen if any other ambassador, let's say from the EU, went to Texas or to California or to New York, my own city where I live, and said, look, the demographic structure in this place shows that the white Anglo-speaking Americans are a minority at the expense of the Latinos or the Asiatic minorities, etc., etc. Would it be possible that there would be a law that would allow the use of a foreign language, another language other than the English language, in the American institution, be those local, state, or federal? I'm sure there would not be. And furthermore, imagine this. If you go to Texas and tell the Texans to change their flag, I'm sure not only Bailey, not only Trump, anybody would be sent out with a kick in their asses, because that's how you defend your own country. And I will tell you one thing. I'm ready to defend American interests domestically, and I will disagree always with their imperial interests, which are now being superimposed in Macedonia, as I'm always ready to defend my national Macedonian interests now and forever. It is unconscionable that I, as an American citizen, a taxpayer, should be supporting the current American policies, which are so obviously, so blatantly, so grossly anti-Macedonian, and not only anti-Macedonian, but they're anti-American because they're anti-democratic. I would expect, as an American citizen taxpayer, as an American intellectual, as somebody who has spent 50 years working for the American cause, if you will, I will not ever accept the fact that ambassador after an ambassador, beginning with Christopher Hill, and then Philip Ricker, and now ending with this infamous Jess L. Bailey, who, by the way, to make just one little digression, before he was sent to Macedonia, at the committee when they appointed him, when he was answering the questions, he called us Macedonians Slavs. He mentioned the Albanians in Macedonia and the Slavs of Macedonia. And there was no reaction by anyone in the State Department or in the Congress, I mean from the American side, nor was there any reaction by the then Macedonian ambassador, American consulate there. More pathetically, there was no reaction here. I am the only one who recorded at home a video in which I criticized Jess Bailey's position regarding calling us names which are humiliating to us, and I proclaimed him a persona non grata. And on this day today, knowing that for the past several years he has violated his mandate, he has stepped out, way out of his mandate, and that he has directly interfered in the most internal affairs of the Macedonian policy, I will say, with the blessing of the Macedonian government, both Vamaro Dapamane and Sedesema. And it is unconscionable that he should continue this policy, and I hope to send a record that the next ambassador really espouses a different policy towards Macedonia, and to understand that they recognize, the United States recognize us under our national and historic name, and that is unacceptable that today they should support a group of terrorists in the Macedonian government who want us to give our name and to give our language in deference to the expansion of the great Albania and Macedonian territory. History repeats itself.